Yes, it's 2017, and if you're still on the fence about whether to get the iPhone 7 Plus, or you're just wondering, is it the right phone for you? Well, you're definitely in the right place and at the right time. Apple's recent strategy of bringing out the iPhablet that includes all the best bits of the smaller new iPhone has been a strong one, but the iPhone 7 Plus is definitely markedly better than the smaller model. That's mostly achieved through two things: the improved battery life and the innovative camera. The former is always going to be better, given the larger size, but by adding a dual camera setup to the mix, Apple has made a conscious effort to make the iPhone 7 Plus seem to be the monster. There are also new configurations, new colors, more space to throw in your media and apps, and changes to the internals, but we lose the headphone jack. We also gain a new kind of vibrating motor. All this added fun comes at a cost though. The iPhone 7 Plus is absolutely the most expensive iPhone ever. So is it worth the price paying for, or are you going to feel out of your pocket? As we said, the iPhone is definitely the best one ever, but there are many similarities between the 2016 iPhones and the 6S Duo from last year. And while the iPhone 7 Plus may be better of the two new phones, it hasn't exactly moved on in leaps and bounds from the 6S Plus. If you're rocking a 6S Plus now, I'll advise you to stick with that one. But if you're having an iPhone 5 or a 6, this one will definitely be worth the upgrade. It's easy to tell the iPhone 7 Plus apart from its predecessors, as it has two cameras on its rear. Aside from the bulkier camera block, lack of headphone port, which I'll talk about later on in the video, Apple has basically stuck with exact same design that served it well for past couple of years. So if you've owned or you're familiar with the 6 Plus or the 6S Plus, then you'll know exactly what the iPhone 7 Plus looks like. The rounded corners, aluminum frame, and the minimalist styling means the iPhone 7 Plus retains its premium status, and with the introduction of the new black and jet black colors, I have two new ways to show my dark side. If you're curious about the shiny jet black finish, for me, that's a no-go. I'm a fan of the matte black finish, as it gives the iPhone 7 Plus an understated yet elegant look. Basically, the polar opposite to the gaudy rose gold. That's also an option for you. Moving on to the lack of headphone jack. It's a decision made by Apple. It has been described as courageous, courage, or bravery. But while it's a positive step forward, the mobile industry, the short-term effects are ones that are making the most noise. Apple does include an adapter in the iPhone 7 Plus box, allowing you to plug in your standard 3.5mm headphone connection, but it's just not particularly appealing, and it also compromises a few things. It also includes a set of lightning connected earpods, so you can avoid the adapter if you don't mind. Apple's creations, but immediately there's an issue. For example, the first day I got my phone, I was listening to the music on my bed, and then I whipped out my laptop to start texting on WhatsApp web. So I received a voice note from someone, and I pulled out my headphones real quick and tried to insert it into my laptop. Little to realize it has a lightning end, and that got me really frustrated because I'm like, why? Why would you want to do this, Apple? So what I did was I used my older earpods and then used the dongle that Apple gave me, and never ever use the lightning adapter again. So if you're someone who tends to find themselves charging their iPhone while also listening to music via a pair of wired headphones, that's a no-go with the iPhone 7 Plus. It's one or the other, unless you use an adapter that is really unattractive or very, very expensive. It's far from a crisis at Apple, but the inconvenience is absolutely real, and it's one that I experienced during my review of this phone. Although it's one that can be easily overcome if you're willing to compromise a little, A new feature that is much less controversial is the IP67 rating for the iPhone 7 Plus, meaning it's both dust-proof and water-resistant. It will only be able to survive an accidental slip into the bath or a quick email brush out the shower, with the official testing showing for half-hour dip in depth of full 1 meter in a fresh water. I've seen everything Apple Pro have this in for over an hour and no damage has been done. So that's a plus, and I actually shower with my phone all the time. Why not? I just had to. So bringing all this together, Apple has another well-styled iPhone on its hands, and while it hasn't broken any new ground in terms of looks, this is definitely the most robust and redefined handset I've ever seen from the firm to date. So what I advise to you is definitely get the iPhone 7 Plus if you're coming from a 6 or lower. If you have a 6 Plus, or especially a 6S Plus or a 6S, the iPhone 7 Plus will definitely feel like a software update. If you like this video, drop a like down below, and always love, peace, and tweaks. Signing out.